So we're going to be seeing actually an HE grenade in a kit there. Instead of buying that smoke HE, but still fast play from the T's towards A.
Yeah, there's going to be a quick nade going up towards drop zone, trying to really impact some early damage on towards the Infused side, but nothing is going to be garnered because Infused, they're barreling out over on towards this A site. It's going to be Keita to tap long range on towards Snaky. What a frag for him to find out. Is Ozzy going to respond close range on towards Shaq, equalizing the situation at 1-1, but the bomb has found its way down, and this is perfect for Infused now. They can get themselves in these afterplant situations, and they can start to trade them down, whittle down Fish, and give themselves one hell of an advantage to play with. It's going to be Ozzy, Shaney all combining. Shaney still fighting, still ploughing as he finds himself a double kill, taking down Robin. Batham going to try and respond, but in a 1 versus 3, the odds are never stacked in his favour.
Yep, Kit is down by Sliggy. And unfortunately for him, even if he fixed that up, the 1 versus 3, the bomb has ticked so far. The reduction of 5 seconds won't make too much of a difference. First, pistol round going in favour of Infused. You mentioned their T sides being not the best, so winning that T pistol is so crucial, especially on a map like Cobblestone, where utility on your CT side is so crucial, right? You force into this round, you can see 4 players force buying here. This means going to the first bar and they won't have the utility, the smokes to hold off people out, the counter flashes, the counter mollies for the fast plays.
Do love me some SMGs, though. It is going to be 4 UMPs in play for Infused with a Scout and Shaney to try and inflict a bit of early damage here and there, as it is going to be Ozzy and Co just to get themselves ready with their nades to provide that entry point, that pathway up on towards this A site. As it is going to be a bit of a slow burning round. Early days for Infused, keeping it very nice and safe, but they are going to be walking to a crossfire. Oh, Sliggy here. Support is going to be a little bit late. He needs to pull them back. But where's the peak from the CT side? They had themselves a setup, but they didn't actually opt to use it. Ozzy and Shiki starting to break bank here, starting to make that money. Robin finally coming in from behind, but I feel like he's a little bit too late here to really have too much of an impact. Maybe going to be caught off guard on this site. Runs out of ammo on towards, I think that was Lumji there, knocking him down to just 10 HP. Shaq is going to sit tight in the corner though, and he does deny the bomb plant, but...
Oh my god!
Robin with a max 7, going to find just another. Pits him in a 1 versus 2. Not impossible considering Lumji's HP, bear in mind. A long range shot here with a max 7. This could be different.
That's a new position. Oh, grenade.
Getting dunked though, so it is what it is. It is 2-0, but by no means clean. Very down and dirty from Fused.
Force buy there coming up from Fish123 will make it 4 guns taken at the hands of the T side, and they did invest into 4 UMPs and 1 AK, so in terms of money, it's not the end of the world. And you do buy that UMP for the sword. Well, one of the biggest reasons you buy that UMP is the fact that you win the first pistol round, you have 3.4k to spare. Buying a UMP and full set of utility costs exactly 3.4k.
It is going to be the good old wall from Fish123, though. They are going to be lined up, raring to find something at all here. But Ozzy says, you know what? No, it's not happening today. Shady is going to peek on out as well. Lumji is going to be the 3rd man in to try and aid them. And they just mow them all down. Fish123 getting lawn mode in the early days. Of course, we are going to see a quick pause just for a second to resolve the disappearing gun acts. Of course, we have got a Magician in server clearly.
Obviously so. Going to be reconnecting and getting back in there ASAP. So, very important there for Infused that they had 5 players stay alive. Actually, take a look at their money right now. 7,000, 5,000, and they're not actually reinvesting back up. They know that Fish123 full bought and they full forced, and that means that 4 of these players on their CT side actually do not have head armor. So those UMPs, these Mac 10s they've bought up now, double dink to the head, 1 headshot with the UMP, for example, that's it, you're dead.
They hold so much value as well because it's not just the ability to get those frags and do that damage, but it's also the money you get from that really helps them build up their economy, which for a T side that I was nervous about, I was very concerned, it's the best way to start. You couldn't ask for anything better.
Exactly, and if you do win this round here, your money is in such good position. You've reset the money of Fish123. You're almost granted that 5th round because the Quasi has to come out. And then that will mean 5-0 in the lead. Your money is in such great shape. I mean, these players are going to be on 10k plus if they win this round. And at that point, it's going to be very, very hard for Fish123 to come back into this one because they're going to have to win so many rounds consecutively to break the money of Infused, to try and claw themselves back because, yeah, you can be 0-5 down, start to win a couple rounds, but even then you're under so much pressure from the T side because they're going to keep buying, they're going to keep killing players. Even if you're winning rounds, say you're the CT side, you might win a 1 versus 2, a 2 versus 2. All it takes is 1 round to slip and you can be reset, and at that point it could all be over. For
sure, and I kind of want to take that and glance even further into the future now, because we talked quite a lot about the AWP on Cobblestone and how it's very particular in the way that you have to play it. That was kind of last night's mention. So
yeah,
looking into this now, of course, we're in the 4th round. We're going to be seeing an AWP fairly soon, coming out within the next few.
Not this one, but following.
So
yeah.
what is the kind of narrative to build there? You know, who are we going to be seeing step up and take that mantle, play over towards A perhaps for the CT side?
Typically in the meta right now, you are seeing the CT setup, 2 players go towards A, 1 AWPing and then 1 rifling, right? The anchor player being the rifler, the fast, and the rotating player being the AWPer. Infused side, it's going to be Shaney, obviously. Shaney, Shiki, that duo has been alive for so long. Shaney's always been the AWPer. I don't know, T-side combo is quite iffy with the AWP, right? What can you actually do?
I feel like there's 5 rifles, and it's kind of one of those maps where 5 rifles is actually a lot more justified than people originally expect.
It's like actually the T-side of Phones is the same.
Yeah.
But what can you do with the AWP on T-side, right? You can hold towards long, hold off any aggression, peek towards mid, right? But you need the rifles to create space for you. The AWP is actually very good in after plants on this map.
Well, let's see how this one is going to go, though, because Snods, we are right back into the action. It is going to be this 4th round going live. Do apologize for making you wait on that one, guys. But either way, the issues have been all but resolved. We are going to be heading into this round. Of course, Fish123 looking to make sure they can be solid in this one. They want to hold this one off, getting already Batum up on towards Tree. And I like this angle. It's fresh, it's different. Fish, hopefully the surprise factor can aid them.
Actually, those smokes are going to be countered by the fact that you have Batum towards Tree. Actually, force off Tree! And already now the T's can push out towards the B-bomb side.
This creates so much space now for this T-side to play. It really is exactly what they want. Robin going to try and spray through the smoke, but unfortunately Infused, they are wrapping in every single angle. The CT side can't respond just yet. They have to wait. Waiting for them is not at all the situation they want to be in. Robin, though, going to be doing some great work through some smokes. Picks up a double kill. Peter going to try and catch off Shaney. Is going to be given that frag, and bit by bit Infused, they're being wound on down now to a 2 versus 5. Manpower not going to be in their favor at all. And Chicken and Sliggy all finding the picks. Fish123, not quite a team ace, as Batum only going to be there to be the supporting figure.
Yep.
But him clearing out those angles enables Robin to pick up 2. Allows Sliggy, Keita, and Shaq to all combine and get another. And it puts Fish on the board. Yeah, one of the problems when you're Tree on the CT side and there's no one playing towards site is that as soon as they push up plat, you get that 1 kill, you're very easily traded because there's no distraction. There isn't multiple players shooting at the T side that are exiting out of platform. So Batham playing the safe approach. He knows that the T's have expended so much of their utility in the early portion of the round. He knows they're going to win the retake. Yeah, that retake, of course, is going to be ever so important. As we get to see the AWP on towards Shaney.
Actually, how is he going to play this one? Shaney's AWP is one of those AWPers. He's not really the fastest. He's like, it's sort of like a hybrid, right? He's actually mechanically very good with the AWP, and he's intelligent with it, right? Very few AWPers are like that. A lot of the times they're all aim, no brain, or highly brained, and do lack that mechanical skill. Right now, it's just holding off B-plat, and actually the AWP is very good for holding off a retake of B-plat from the CT side. A lot of the times, around the 1 minute 10, 1 minute 20 mark, you'll see the CTs flash, peek towards B-plat, try and take that back, try and get some of the map control away from the Ts.
Yeah, that map control, of course, such a big commodity for a CT side. Sliggy just going to be holding patiently towards stairs. He's got Keita as well, playing a much more longer range angle just on this corner to make sure that if we do see that peek come in from Sneaky, that he will either be responded to quickly and tackled, or he's denied any sort of presence, and that is huge for the CT side, as with 40 seconds on the clock, they have a whole lot of utility to really slow down Infused. And the more they get slowed, the more risky things get, and that's where you get the situation of a team having to go for that all-in bomb plant.
30 seconds as well. Sheik has to find entry. The nade is thrown. He knows exactly where that player is now. Peeks towards the tree, finds the first frag.
Pierce has opened this side, but he's still got to play towards Chicken. Second room drop, as well as any sort of rotation that Fish decides to employ. This is shaping up to be good now. Shaq waiting patiently. Shiki jumps into his arms. It is going to be Aussie to dive out towards window. It's going to be a split coming in, but they just don't expect Keita. Robin, they will all combine. A beautiful little cross-player, a beautiful little team play as well. Just this T side, yeah, they get the bomb down. But they have one hell of a retake coming their way. 1 to 3. Keita. Combine. Gonna leave Shaney in an impossible situation here. So many flicks to find.
Yeah.
Not enough angles to really be able to play off it. It is going to be that scoreline going from 1 to 3, doubling up for Fish. Really starting to thin down that gap.
Shiki almost sold that one. He got the first entry there towards Batham, towards Tree, pushed out, but as soon as that player towards Chicken Coop killed Shiki, white face, saw no one platform, no one B, instant rotation there from Robin. He leaves drop, runs towards A, gets the refrag on the player that killed Sliggy. Keith as well finding a kill. One of those T players trying to split towards A. And in the retake, they win that. And actually had a really nice flashbang, I saw. Don't know how they did it, but outside Hobbit, they managed to flash like over the wall and actually catch out all those players playing on site. I actually haven't seen that flash before, so definitely one for the I was gonna say rulebook thing. What's what I'm looking for? One for the notepad. There you go.
One for the notepad for sure. Going to be scribbling that one down, remembering it for long times to come. But we have more rounds to witness. is going to be Infused, making sure they can try and break bank because they're starting to run out of economy. They don't want to kind of drop out of steam because when they do, Fish, pretty big chance of going not only 3-3, but then 4-3. So a big round for Infused now in terms of early momentum. Sliggy, pressure on his shoulders to deal with Long. That's always going to be a very tough kind of angle to hold, and he does have support, but it's all very kind of all over the place. You see Robin and Keita move around so much that support is always going to be a bit kind of up in the air because Infused, if they have the right timing, can split right in between them.
They can indeed. And this time it's going to be Aussie trying to go for that solo play towards the other half and the other portion of the map. Already though, Keita finds the first one to Shiki, and now the A attack has already been paused. And Shiki falls, and now the teams have to readjust and rethink their strategy for the attack.
I like this from Keita, that throws down that Molotov to push them back even further. Now really wasting their time, which is not all what a T-side wants, so they try and force the Frank. Shaney is going to find it, gets a double kill on towards Robin. Great little headshot for him. Snaky over towards his B-side, pops off on towards Batum, spots out Shaq, and all in all, Fish123 deleted from the server ever so quick, ever so glorious as Team Infused here to play. Shaney, one tap on towards Sliggy. And Fish123, what felt like a very solid hold, really slowing them down. Within a matter of seconds, they lose 3 people. Then that gets up to 4. You can't come back from that.
Yeah, that luck play there from Snaky infiltrated the B-bomb site, found 2 players on the side of the head there. Definitely did not anticipate Snaky to be in that position, and they caught the CTs off guard. Force by comes in from Fish123. They still have 3 rifles, sorry, 3 and 4s, Thamas and Orb on Sliggy this time. See if he can make it work.
Going to be Batum to try and pin this one down. He's only able to find one. Unfortunately, Robin, the trading potential is there to be the teammate that Fish123 need. But how much can he actually achieve here? Unfortunately, this T-side still prancing on through. Finding the frag. Shiki going to be there to pick up Robin as well. Brings it back to a 1 versus 2 now. An advantage still falling for them. But Keita is going to seal the deal in this one. Finds himself that frag on towards Shiki. And Fish will fight things back. So minimalizing the impact of that previous round.
Yeah, rounds going back and forth now. Infused take this one. Sorry, Infused lose this one, but they still have enough money to buy. And actually, if they buy here and break the money of Fish123, then they can really get a good head start on this first half. You can potentially see them get to, what, 6-3 if they do take this one. It's a big if, though. Fish123 have been so good on their CT side. Sliggy now, the Orc getting a bit aggressive, but Shaney's holding for the peak with a scout.
That's an angle to hold, but an angle he will be successful as he will find that headshot. And a very strong early frag for Infused, because one of the perks of that is there's no trade at all that Fish can try and do in the immediate future. So now all that's going to be running through their mind is, okay, how can we bring this one back? Which is why we're now seeing aggression over towards Long. Robin is going to be looking to go, okay, you know what? Let's play with this one, Keita. Let's go forward. Let's go aggressive. But they're going back in towards just another scout. And that's going to be looking to tag them down. That's damage on towards this CT side. Molotovs are going to be employed to try and create that space towards A. They pierce on towards Long, keeping Keita at a distance. Fair play to Shiki. He's going to take down Shaq. This does put them in a bit of a weak point, but they haven't dealt with Robin. He's still standing, and this round isn't all but done and dusted.
It isn't indeed. Robin now trying to get the second frag for himself. Shane will get the trade there. Bathe him in the 1 versus 4, though. Minute on the clock, and actually no one's looking towards the connecting smoke, but now Aussie through Hobbit Hole will find that headshot onto Shane, to Batham, sorry. Money reset for Fish. Dire situations for them now. Do they force into this one? 1.4k on a couple of their players, and yes, they shall force.
Yeah, I think at this point there's so much more reason for them to force than there is for them to save, right?
Well, we got 1.4k anyway. You have to double save if you want actual firepower, M4's utility. You have to double save anyway. So you might as well force this one and then go from there. But still, looking like Infused could potentially get towards 7-3 if they don't let this round slip.
Keita looking to play up close and personal with this pistol. A nice little crossfire still with Sliggy, but every time I've talked about a crossfire from the CT side, they've made a huge mess of things. Are they going to change that now? Unfortunately, it seems that it's going to go a bit back and forward, but Lumji should be able to find that pick, and that starts to make things that still ever so tough situation for these pistols. Robin, though, with the UMP, going to lose a huge duel there on towards Lumji. This pit's Infused in a very nice position now, because Snaky actually catching me off guard and kind of going, okay, if he's in this position, what's he going to do here? Well, the answer is just sit and wait. And that patience, so virtuous, so successful, as he gets himself not only 1 pick, but is a huge distraction towards Shaq, because he's not holding his cross.
Oh, I thought it was a headshot for a second there. Keita does fall. Fish123 lose the force buy, and now their money is in tatters. Going to be the full eco into this one. Infused reaching 7, you said it. The T side from Infused wasn't going to be that strong. Look at them here now. They're playing.
I'm glad they've upped their game though, because
yeah,
if they didn't, you'd be very, very
And the
concerned.
thing is as well, like, when they're playing versus Royals, they might have played very, very different to how they're playing versus Fish123, right? They might have been playing more disrespectful versus a team like Royals.
Just more lax in general as well.
Exactly, exactly. They know first game of the season for Masters. this is the game they need to win. Fish123 now. Only a USP on Robin. 50-50s across the board. The campaign is guns at the hands of the T's. The answer is no.
Yeah, it looks like it is going to be just a fairly cut and dry round at this point, of course. Infused on the B site. Shaney with the AWP going to look for a pick and make sure he really doesn't want to lose it. I think it's going to be the big stalking point. Is Shiki yet again going to be the man to be not on the site, but the man still to find picks as he just waits. And Fish123 just run over towards him and say, here I am. Come on, deal with me. As Kita is going to be right behind, potential to catch a Snaky, but with him to drop him down. There's so many players dead at the point now. This really shouldn't be a frag going in his direction. Is able to tap on towards Lumji, but something that Infused will certainly better replace otherwise.
Yeah, 4 players staying alive as well means the money for Infused is slowly growing. 9,000 there on Snaky. 4k across the board, and obviously 6k on Shane. So if they lose this one, they can still buy into the subsequent round. Fish123, there's so much pressure on them now to win this round. If they lose this, money again is low for them. They'll go for the quasi-buy, and at that point, we could be seeing 9-3, even double digits already for the T side of Team Infused.
Bit of an angel to be taken by Kita here, and in a very risky situation now. He's got 4 players all right up to the wire here, right pretty much next to this wall.
Flash it.
The way they peek that is so risky, so ballsy, but they still come away up trumps, as it is going to be Slicky to face as well. He tries to kind of re-peek and go, you know what, I can bring this one back to my team, but if anything, all he does is give away just one little bit further, or wasted death for the CT side, as at this point the C side is just going to run riot all over the A side. They're the control. That's an interesting angle to face. Shaq going to get one through the door, and Robin going to get a spray transfer onto Clumsy and Snaky. This is doable. Ozzy, he's just 8 HP.
In the middle. And out of nowhere, somehow it was a 1 versus 2 from a 4 versus 2 in favor of the T's. I mean, T-Stack there. Double dinks a player through the wooden connector door. Robin goes for the retake, finds the first early 2 frags, and those players playing towards mid-ramp. And then Ozzy, unfortunately for him, though, he's only on 8 HP, so what actually can he do there? He could try and play a headshot angle around the APC, fair enough. He tried to, but with the headshot, and does fall. Fish123 win this round, and that makes it 4-7. Again, it begs the question if they lose it. And actually, that goes from both sides, right? Infused, a few of these players on 1,500 there on Lumji. So, Infused, they might actually have to go for an eco if they lose this one. And that's how Fish123 are going to try and get back into this first half on their CT side.
Sliggy going to walk ever so close and personal here with that shotgun. Infused. All but pretty much set up to move over towards this B site now. That's really where they're commanding themselves to. Sliggy still ever so close towards Long as well. It really is just a battle of distance for him, and whether he wants to go further as well, because if he pushes forward right now, he could get right behind this T side, but at the same time, that's such a big risk and not really something you'd expect in standard. As with Kita playing down towards mid, holding that door, that's likely a frag that almost certainly can be connected, providing he plays his cards right, and Shiki more likely not going to flash it, as that's not really an angle you do flash every now and then.
No, it isn't. Kita playing close metrics every single round, it seems. Robin playing underdrop this time and actually catches Lumji as he falls. The refrag comes in from Snaky, and now the push coming towards A. There's no help from drop, there's no fast rotate from B now. This could be the bomb site for Team Infused, unless Slicky has something to say.
Slicky really needs to go huge with the shotgun, but the problem he's got, I said it was a battle of distance, it still remains. They're all but sprinting away from him. He needs to upgrade, and so he shall. Picks up an M4, but he's getting backsnapped by Snaky. He's going to be there with the AK to be the thorn in the side. Drops down a Molotov in response. Shiki going to push on forward, and trades all favouring Infused. 4 versus 2. Running out of the spotlight here. And Shaq and Batham, they have rifles, sure. But they have any hope, have any faith? I don't think that. Batham and Shaq will all have to run now over towards this B site. Try and camp over there, pitch a tent. Because about the only hope they've got in this round is to save more than anything else.
So let's have a think, right? Previous iterations of the cobblestone meta was 1 player towards A, 2 players towards drop, 1 window, or 1 supporting drop as well, and then 2 players on the B-bomb site, sometimes 3, right? But generally 4 towards the B-bomb site, and 1 player isolated all alone towards A. Slowly but surely, teams realized and the meta changed so that the fact that people realized how hard it is to retake the A-bomb site. If you're the T side, it's very easy to have 1 player play anywhere he wants. Oh, that gun there, not saved, but he can play anywhere he wants from mid-ramp all the way to Hobbit Hole, inside the actual mid-area, outside the door. He can cut off the rotation from the retake there. Then you've got the players all along wood, all on site that can hold off these tight choke points. That's Connector, Hobbit, and then balcony. It's very hard to retake as the CTs. That's why you see the second player now play towards A. You've got Batham this time and Robin playing towards A, and that's why it's changed up, right? because retaking A is so difficult, but still, 4-8 money is in dwindling situation for Fish123. UMP on one player, Batham with a rifle, Swag 7 on Keita, playing close towards B.
Oh, Shaq playing right around the edge of the smoke, and he gets one onto Ashiki. Great frag from Shaq there, and the impact that hold is going to be so pertinent for the CT side now, as they want a man advantage. They want something they can play with. Keita going to hold so close with that shotgun. Needs to wait for these players to push them forward and go aggressive. Those flashes, smokes will all get thrown out. It's a barrage of utility coming in from Infused. And I'm loving the patience here from Snaky, actually. Instead of just running forward, kind of just crazily through sector room, he's going to flash himself out and he's going to walk it step by step, check these angles, and that could net him not one, but two, but the Mag 7 tries to respond, but Keita, only able to find one, and that's going to be a trade, and that's going to be Shaney plowing this one for Infused now with just another run towards Robin. Leaving Batham in a 1 versus 2, a play that's been much more about the supporting actor than about finding the individual picks. Now's the time for him to shine. Can he clutch this one out? There's your answer. A perfect little flash coming over from platform. That's Aussie an easy frag for him. 4-9 now, and the money of Fish is really starting to sting yet again. 2,800, 1,950. It's not enough.
Sliggy and Batham both 2 for 11. The firepower needs to be stronger on the side of Fish123 on their CT side to be able to hold off these attacks from Infused. They're coming into the bomb site. They're getting the entries. The space is being created for players like Aussie, players like Shaney to wreak havoc on the bomb site. Still, Shaney boosts up here. Going to be seeing if Robin's going to get a bit aggressive towards B plat. If you do get boosted there, when the smoke's down, if a CT player jumps in that box, you see there, you can see them over the smoke. Quite typically, you see CT players jump in the box and spam through the smoke. That way, it's very hard for the T players on the other side of the smoke to refire back at them.
It is going to be Snaky, though, searching for a bit of an angel here and there. Isn't able to find anything just yet, though, as he starts to reposition. Decide, you know what, I want to be with my team. I want the love and support of them all around me. As he groups up a 5-man cluster. Shaney, the man with the big firepower here. He's going to peek first. He's looking for that early on pick with his AWP. And of course, these pistols being so close and personal, with that sort of peek, that's where things get concerning. So I'm glad that the rest of the team has kind of moved on forward. He's been repositioned. It seems to all be working out nice and clean and Infused with these rifles. The Orpa Shaney now will look towards that fraggy towards platform or rock. He's going to get struck on away. A perfect round from Infused, actually.
5 players alive. Money is strong, but then again, it is the final round, so their money doesn't really make too much difference there. But for Fish123, does Keita by the AWP? He does. So now he was playing towards A, typically. I only seen him be 1 round with a Mag 7. How does he opt to play the AWP A without armor, right? It's very hard for you to get aggressive towards A long. You can't really face that, overface it. Towards Matrix, if you get caught, you can't really run away because you're going to get tagged so heavy down without the armor. And instead, Sliggy's the one playing Matrix.
Oh, the legs are going to be spot. Aussie going to be forced to really just charge on forward, and he spears on towards the head of Sliggy. Keita with the ADP now has to be aggressive. He's the man of the hour for this team. As he finds himself one, holds the back. Snaky doesn't want to go for that quick pace trade. He realizes that that would be a weakness for him to make that decision. And instead, this gives Fish control. It gives them compassion. As Robin going to be there with the UMP to play ever so slowly, but realizing exactly what he needs to do. Walks on forward with the UMP. Takes down Snaky, and bit by bit, Fish exert their pressure on towards Infused. It's a 4 versus 2.
Good boost here as well. Shaney with the AWP. It's very unlikely he's going to be, pre-aiming that angle with the AWP in hand. Then again, though, it could be an easy trade for the T's if they do opt to go towards A. Shiki and Shaney, the dynamic duo. So much chemistry between these two players. I'm sure they've been in hundreds of these situations before. Thing is, can they pull this one through, make it 11-4, and completely reverse what we saw them do versus Royals only on Monday.
Well, the thing with these guys is that the communication channels are always going to be open right now. They are going to be flowing with information. They're going to be talking to each other. Okay, this is what we can do. This is the idea. This is how we're going to approach this. They've kind of looked and done a stock check of their utility. They know they've got an AWP still on towards the arms of Shaney. But it's all well and good to talk.
Yeah.
But actually executing it, a whole different ballpark.
Batham now, here's the flashbang, turns. Gets one, and the second frag to him. Very, very easy there. Shaney and Shiki definitely not anticipating that, but still, 10 rounds on your T side. Cobblestone, more of a T-sided favoured map.
I think this is fairly standard, to be honest.
8-7, 9-6, close scorelines to what we're seeing now. 5-10 though, so much pressure for Fish123 to win their T-pistol. Can they do what Infused did back to them? And already, oh my god, Aussie, 18 for 7 in 1 half. Very, very commanding show from him this round. Of this game, sorry.
The beauty from Rozzy as well is he's not the man that you stand and stream about. We haven't really kind of exactly got hyped over him, to put it bluntly.
Well,
but he's always been there in the shadows to find these trades.
I was going to say, Ozzy was the man to watch for Infused, and then Robin was the man to watch for Fish123, but still, Ozzy's that player. Very, very highly mechanically skilled. Did end up leaving Imperial, but that wasn't because of his aim or his skill, let's put it like that.
Shiki. Aggression towards long. Does have a lot of information to be garnered off of that peak. Because it is going to be a lot of control coming in towards drop zone. Robin snapping on towards the head of Shaney. A first pick now for this T side as they begin to set themselves up to collapse on towards A. Long range shots coming in from Shiki, but he's unable to connect just yet. Still searching, scrabbling to see, okay, can I deal with him once and for all? The answer is going to know that the Glocks are beginning to charge on forward, and he's still stuck. He's still not finding anything. Shiki, unlucky situation for him. Nothing is landing. Ozzy is going to try and tap forward, though. Great little second one tap, but he's still not fallen. Robin is still going to be taken down. Ozzy, a triple kill for him now. Batham finally responding for this T-side track as well. Back on towards Sneaky. This round is up in the air. Who knows where this is going to go as Ozzy playing for the ace. A need to be perfect round for him. Can he pull this one off? So far, looking a bit lackluster. Eventually, it will be Batham to tackle him, but what a round from Ozzy. He may have lost it, but it doesn't matter. It's still a triple kill.
Fish123 needed this round if they want any chance of coming back into this one. 21-8 on Ozzy. Fair play to you, mate. Still, 4 rounds behind Infused, and now they're going to grant themselves another 2, hopefully, as long as we see clean, thought out, and what's what I'm looking for here? Not rush to play. Clean anti-ecos is what you want on your T side. You don't want to have 3 players die, 4 players die, and be left in a 1 versus 1, etc. You want as many players alive, 4+, to build up your bank, to keep being able to reinvest and rebuy into the following buy rounds if you do end up losing those. But still, Infused do force this one. Shani obviously not. He wants the orb.
Mumji needs to be careful over towards stairs here. He has, a very nice angle, but if he peeks now, it's so easy for Fish to really just take advantage of that with, a UMP or a rifle alike. So he really has to select the battles, be very precarious in his approach here. And, well, nice little tag, but this is the behind where you do just sit tight now. You don't face again. You don't repeat here. You're cutting it so close. Eventually, he is just going to get 1 taps, and there you have it, Robin. I honestly think Lumji could have just sat tight on stairs, waited for the push, and then tried to re-peek off the back of that, but instead he will fall. Infused, having the numbers not quite whittled down, but more left in a bit of an awkward one. Because in a 4 versus 5, numbers are everything with these pistols.
Exactly right. Numbers on both sides. Infuse want as many players, they want to kill as many players as they can, and then Fish123 on the reversal, they want to have as many players stay alive as possible and get as many kills as they can on the SMGs.
Finally, though, the distance has yet again be closed. It's going to be 2 players darting on the balcony, but the second player coming out, Ozzy, going to make it ever so obvious that is going to be the case. Robin going to start to find himself 1. Shaney will pick up 1 in the process, but that is all but no positive. Is Shaney going to get a double kill? That's going to be it. Shaney actually still able to make this one work. How is he still standing? Players still facing. Nox made him down to 15 HP. But unfortunately for Infused, we may be seeing some very talented pistol players. But that's it.
Epic Land champion Sliggy 2 for 15 currently. Maybe not over the jet lag or that travel from Kettering to wherever he lives. I don't know. Still, Sliggy for me is that player that he doesn't have to be fragging to have an impact on his team, right? He's going to be the caller. If he opts, it's more of that slow, steady style that I spoke about before, more of a supporting role. Keita finds that one, $600 for him, but Sliggy's role in this team isn't about firepower, right? That's why you've got Batham, that's why you've got T-Sax, that's why you've got Robin especially. The job of Sliggy is to set up his players, get them in the right positions, make the right calls.
When you talk about firepower, though, I don't want to stack the pressure on one man's shoulders, but I do feel like Batham will need to show up then in order to continue this comeback from Fish. As 7-10, they're well and truly on their way, but Batham needs to be kind of a man to be there to fall the action, because he is a very talented player.
Yeah, very highly skilled as well. When I was casting him on Monday, he dropped 30 frags versus Imperial. Still. Team Infused, very, very different affair. Pause. Once again. Let's see, is this technical? Technical. Technical or tactical? I believe it was just a tech issue, as we are meant to be going live again ASAP.
Yeah, it was a nice and quick one. So, tech issue, tac issue, all the same at this point. Doesn't really change too much in the grand scheme of things. It is going to be just a nice and quick one.
There we go.
As we are going to be rolling straight back into the action.
So, first buy round of the second half. Let's see now. No AWP on the CT side, and again, no AWP on the T side. They're going to be keeping the SMGs. That's what we saw Infused do, because it's high risk, but it's high reward. If you lose this round, you can still buy up into the next one. But if you win this round, it sets your economy up for almost the whole half. Still though, how will Infused play their B-bomb site, considering that they don't have the AWP? Also, no head armor on any of these players means that these SMGs, the 3 of them, are going to have one-shot headshot kills. Let's see.
Keita already going to push forward, deals with the player towards Rock, but has a second to find, doesn't quite expect that, and that's going to allow Ozzy a huge opportunity now to really blow up on this one. Finds himself a double kill, looks for a triple. This should be textbook, and so it will be. Robin will fall, and Fish123 going to get blown to shrapnel over on this B site, as there is no one there left to save the day. Sliggy, yes, arguably a player that could do something here, but impact, round-winning impact, two very different things. Infused, 11-8.
Fish can still buy. Not the end of the world for them. The problem is that they are in a deficit of rounds, right? They're 3 behind. That's one of the problems when you go for that high risk, high reward play, is that actually if it doesn't go your way, you are still in a rut, you are still behind, and now it just means the other team, the opposition, gets further and further ahead. 11-8 is the scoreline. 5 rifles on both teams. This could potentially be, you know, more of a contact play. When you have the AWP, you want to give the AWP a time to try and work the map, find picks. When you're Fish123, you don't have an AWP on your side, you're going to flash these angles. You're going to be peeking them with flashbangs. You don't take any risks in case there is an AWP there, or you're just going to molly your teammates. That works too.
Yeah, that seems to be one way to go about it. I'm not quite sure it actually adds anything, but, you know, it happens. It's one of those things. 11-8, of course. These mistakes really can't come in, especially from this Fish side right now, because every single round means something. Every single round is plotted into a graph that is all about their journey to the end of this matchup. And if they want to be on top of it, if they want to be the victors, then they do need to start upping their game on their T side, of course. Very limited utility. Only a few smokes, and flash is very sparsely spread. But there's always going to be time for them to find those frags, and frags mean everything between these two teams. Aim, such a strong part for them.
Still, though, the smoke's around. The T's playing slow. Smoke towards mid. This generally means that the T's are trying to take control of A-long. When you see that smoke, that means they want to try and take control of Ali and A-long. That's exactly where Batham is right now. Get to this position and then make your move, right? Then make your decision.
Oh, Robin. Robin could be in a perfect position here. He's going to get not some one, but get information on the second player as well. Shiki, though, is going to pick up a double kill. Ozzy striking on towards Keita. This is looking like a very quick and successful trade for the CT side. But Batham going to turn it on its head, forces Shiki to fall. Shaney going to be the pillar over towards this A site. Bringing it back, though. Batham now in a 1 versus 2. He makes a smart call to run away, because he's only got 2 seconds left. The save is going to net them at least a rifle to play on towards Batham's shoulders. Let's take a glance at how their economy is looking going into this 21st round.
Money is abysmal for the side of Fish123. Batham has enough to drop a UMP, or a FAMAS, a Galil. Instead, though, they're going to go for those Tech 9s, go for the quasi-buy. Thing is, though, okay, they will have enough to buy for a few players. This is the problem, right? You've got the force buy coming out from T-Stack, which means even if they buy to the next one, they won't have enough.
Keeper's going to get to do so much work here. Has some support as well from Shady. They do lose both of them in the process, but to be honest, in a force-up situation, that's still very, very good for Infused. Shaq, 12 HP. A minuscule amount. Infused all look to just slap him around a bit and end him, not allowing him any sort of impact into what could be the final moment to cover a long-range duel. Ozzy, don't give him 1 versus 1s. This is not the way to approach this situation. Infused, it's 12-8. This could be your 13th round and a huge part of how you are able to claim victory on your CT side. And you resort to 1 versus 1s.
Yep. Hopefully, though, Snaky and Lumji won't be making that same mistake. T-Sack only on 12 HP. It's going to be so hard for him to get anything done with this round. 1 bullet from these rifles on the side of the CTs will drop him. And you can see already Lumji's playing very tentative towards the A site. He expects him to be there. They both have kits, Molotovs, smoke flashes. Let Fish123 get the bomb down. You know they've forced into this round anyway. Get the bomb down, molly off the site, flash over, go together. 0 chance he can win that round.
0 chance. Certainly can hope so. But for now, look at Shaq's position, Snods. He's up on towards A.
It's the bomb.
Where's the response? absolutely nowhere, and 20 seconds left. The bomb is going to find its way down with still nothing that the CT side can do to deny it. Shaq being ever so careful as well. Really nice play from him. Infused. Well, I'm just looking all eyes on Lumji here because he could take a 1 versus 1. Grant Shaq that frag if he peeks towards balcony with no support from his teammate. Looks like he's almost ready to do this. The flash is going to go off, and that's so predictable. That's easy for Shaq to find. It's going to be a quick jump on towards APC. Coming in from Snakey. He's got his work cut out for him. This is a one-tap that he can try and pull through. Shaq being low will net him through. Ball in net. Is Snakey going to be there to find the defuse? Infused very, very close. But they will get their 13th.
The full blind spray down onto Lumji. They made the right play though. They went for the flashbangs. They went together. Well, they didn't go together. One play went balcony, one play went hobbit hole. But at the same time, they did the flashes. All looked good until full blind T-Sac sprays down Lumji.
I don't think it's just predictable from him. The second player playing from APC, as much as they're pushing at the same time, they're not peeking the same angle and checking their corners. Which means that for Shaq to spray that down, it does feel textbook, I have to say. It's blunt and it's very aggressive, but at the same time, it's exactly the sort of play that Shaq would make.
Talking about aggressive, already the T's trying to take control of Ali. Flash goes up. Keita and Co trying to take control of this position. And then try and make the move, right? Once you have control of Ali and control of B plat, that's what opens up Robin to go for those lurks because there's less players watching towards drop, less, one less player looking towards drop, and that gives Robin that opening between window, or does he go for the timing outside, out electric towards the B bomb site? But still as well, 5 AKs, money very low for Fish123. On the other side as well for Infused, their money is so low. These 1 versus 1 rounds, these 1 versus 2s, have caused their economy to slowly disappear.
Yeah, just a lot of embezzlement almost going on for both of these guys as their bank accounts really beginning to drip on low. Lumji toying with the idea of facing right up through broken wall here. If he decides to get up and up on that corner, could net himself a frag, but at the same time over aggression. Pretty dastardly promises. As Keita out towards long, already beginning to lead the charge up towards Wood. 35 seconds left. The T-side needs to make some movement. Robin claimed the life of Lumji. A lovely little shot from him on towards his head. Ozzy still lurking in the back lines, trying to find the 1 versus 1 here up on towards Keita. Should be able to get this one nice and comfortably, and so he will. The AWP of Shaney going to pick up just another, but the trades from this T-side are still doing them so much work. Snakey playing towards Rock, a nade to land dead set at his feet. That's so much damage. Drop down to just 12 now. But Shaq, what are you doing facing towards stairs like that? He's going to fall. Putting so much work on towards Robin and Batham, but Batham gonna spindle on a round, picks off the head of Ozzy and Fish123. They keep on trading these rounds backwards and forwards. The economy of Infused starting to pay. 1,550, 2,200. This is not a positive amount. They are going to have to eco.
I mentioned both of the money, both of these economies. The CT and T side were low this round. Such a pivotal round for Fish123 to win. If they lost that, they're reset. They have to go for these forced buys, these awkward buys. When you're 14-8 down at that point, chance of you winning that map is so unlikely. They win this one, they reset Infused. Going to be the eco coming out here, and that means Fish123, hopefully, should be reaching that 10th round.
Yeah, just another important round at that as well, as every single round holds so much close to them for this T side. As 10 to 13 is not a big gap at all. It's still all to play for. This match could swing either direction, but for now it is just pistols for Infused, which means only one thing. Blood hungry, just hunting down animals almost. They will look to just snap on towards their opposition and try and do as much damage as they physically can. But with P250's USP to the CZ on Shaney, it's always going to be a tough task. But playing in smokes, playing close and personal, surprise element is always a good way to approach it. Shaney, though, timing, going to catch him off guard.
Don't know why he's looking the other way. Maybe anticipated a flash bang there from Robin, but instead jumps out window. Now he's behind these 3 remaining CT players on the one side. Easy fire to Ooh, I say that.
Ozzy finds himself one. Don't really imagine anything else to go on here.
Nope. 4 players alive for Fish123. Their money is still strong. Slowly but surely it's building. If they lose the subsequent round here, they will have enough to buy for the next one. So if Infused do make it to 14, we'll be seeing another buy, more pressure applied to Infused. This is another eco, wow.
They have no choice to. You look at their money, they were at kind of 3,000, 2,000 or so on a few of their players. Shaq, the only man to put really much investment at all into this.
So, they've lost 2 rounds, sorry to interrupt you here. 1.4k, 1.9k, 2.4, they're not going to have enough at all.
That's certainly going to play a part in it, but 5 rifles all the same at this point. Shaq already darting towards Rock. These guys all just getting isolated. It's yet again a bit of a mission of search and destroy. Ozzy with an eagle trying to flare it around. Cheeky through the door on towards Batham. But nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. 2 Deagle kills really doesn't change an outcome at all in this round. With 3 players still holding on that site, I don't really imagine too much else.
Still had a few highlight reels here with these Deagles. For the CT side, they're on the full eco. They've already got 2 kills. If they can get any more, that's exactly what they want. Still, 3 guns taken out of the hands of the T's. Fish123 money is already not the strongest. I'll say that, but once they rebuy, hopefully it goes down a little bit. Still, they've decided Infused. If they do lose this one, things will go pear-shaped. I mentioned before, just the button there, that they won't have enough for the AWP. They were $50 off an AWP. That does mean potentially Shaney there. Second frag, and Ozzy obviously playing lights out right now, 29 frags. But your AWPer, Shaney, playing very, very well as well. He's going to do the rifle this time. How much will that impact their CT side? Their CT hold, especially towards a side like B, where having B plat controlled it's aided so much by having the AWP. Makes it far, far easier to hold those long-range angles, hold towards outside drop and all those shenanigans with the AWP and the scoped gun. Instead, with the crosshair, how good is Shaney's aim going to be trying to take those jewels?
Well, it's about to be tried and tested. Lumsey on the flip side as well has to hold towards drop zone, getting dropped exceptionally low, 15 HP. Very small. That will almost certainly allow a trade later in the round if he positions himself at the wrong place at the wrong time. There's a minute on the clock. Fish. All they've gave away is that they are, putting some presence towards drop. They're putting some presence towards platform, which is great for them. It means the Infused are just sitting there twiddling their thumbs going, okay, well, what actually are they doing? Which is why Shiki's going aggressive. But his peak needs to be perfectly timed, but it's not going to be timed at all. Keita going to be happy as chips at that one. He gets himself one. That low HP player of Lumsey now really catching himself into risk here. As Shaq just looking to be the distraction yet again. It's the same old distractions like play from him. Lurks in the backlines, makes his CT side nervous, makes them feel like they don't have any doubt at all in these positions. Shaney up towards balcony is going to make this one a bit of a bloodbath as trades left, right and centre. Shaq just 9 HP, certainly going to have a bit of an impact into this one. Batham. Now a duel taken by Shaney as the smoke is going to get dropped, and with 15 seconds that bomb has to go down. Now that's a problem. That's a curveball. They didn't expect this. Shaney going to find himself the duel. Shaq now ever so low. Still a very pertinent part in this, and with 7 seconds left.
One.
It is done. It is dusted. Round on the board for the CT side.
Well played there by Shaney. As soon as T-Sac shot out the vent, he knew exactly where it was. Realised he can't win the round. He doesn't have time with those 8 seconds left to run and get the bomb down, and that does grant the 14th round for Infused. Money decent though. Side of Fish123 had enough from the AWP. They did have enough for the AWP. Sliggy had about $6,500 there instead, opting for the AK of the Kalashnikov. And already, I mean, Infused, they win that round, but look at their money. 3 Famases, 2 M4s, no AWP once again.
It's all the utility. Leaves them with no stopping power on the beast at all. And when you're dealing with players like Keita who can just one-tap you for days, then you need something to stop them down. Shaney gonna find himself just one trade, but is one gonna be enough? The answer is no. Shiki needs to force the frag in towards drop zone, and so he shall. But Robin is gonna trade yet again. Shaney pops off towards door though, taps on towards the head, and a very crisp one-tap for him on towards Shaq. Batham spindling around Fountain, still trying to just power on through this one. Finds himself one, brings it 2. That clutch situation. And with a minute 10 on the clock, there is no rush here for him. He has a smoke, 2 flashes. Shaney, a smoke for himself, does have that kit, so time still not going to be a factor for the CT either. The block to be peaked, it's an ankle to Batham. Very much so take a fight to. Shaney's starting to feel like he's being a bit controlled here, wants to fall back now. A bit too nervous on these close range engagements. Realizes that long range is where he can be favoured. As Batham ever so slow in this, and I like this approach because it means that he's checking every single angle. Try to force an error almost from Shaney here.
Who wins the duel though? Flashbangs on Batham. He anticipates where Shaney is. Doesn't see him towards drop, doesn't see him towards rock. He's connector. He knows he's outside connector. He surely has to be. Will he flash and peek it? Or will he go for the reach around and come behind him?
This is so smart. Batham almost going to try and cop a fill from behind. Decides to actually back off though and return to front. And that is going to be where he falls short. Spends too much time faffing with window. And that means it is going to be the 15th round. The first map point for Infused in tonight's matchup of UK Masters. Fish. It all but broke. Pistols, Tech 9s. Sure, they have utility, but is that really a silver lining?
Thing is, there as well, Batham has utility, right? You can smoke off the cross of the bomb site, flash over, peek of flashbangs, smoke off one side of statue there, peek to the other, smoke off drop, plant for platform. This is so much data stuff, but instead, wants to push for the information. Talking about pushing, Robin finds another frag. Jumps through the fire and the flames towards window. Can he get any more for his time?
Grenade is going to go down. That's going to try and do a bit of damage here and there, but really nothing too crazy just yet, as it is going to be this T side with that man advantage to take this one step further. Sliggy snapping on towards the head of Shiki. It's a little bit of hip fire, it's a little bit into the chest, but eventually that last shot is going to be the most fruitful one, as a headshot nets a frag, and a frag leads to some very beautiful stuff for the Fish side, as now they're trading. They're playing this T side almost as if they're on the CT side, as they're now over on towards this A site. The bomb is going to go down. It's going to be a push coming in just out of this one, but Shaq's position pivotal, as he can just do so much from this angle. The Tech-9 is just walking all over them. Finally, Snaky will tackle him. But is it all but too late? It's a 1 versus 3. Fish123 making it work with these Tech-9s. You could almost argue that this round is done and dusted, as Snaky isn't going to be gifted these 1 versus 1s.
But still, the money on the T side is low. Each gun he takes out the hands of the T's here will definitely impact the buy from into the next one. Then again, the AK is picked up by Robin. FAMAS saved by Sliggy. Snaky going for the save here. 12, 15. This is where things get very, very close for Infused, right? Do you force this one? Let Fish123 get 13. Eco that. Let Fish123 get 14. And then play for 15-14. I think that's the best call right now. When there's 3 rounds left. It's so hard to go for the double eco when you can get a force buy-in, an eco, and then another rifle round. No, they're going to go for the double save. They're going to put everything into that 15-14.
That's a big play to make. A big call at that. But we are going to see where it's going to go, but not in the immediate future. It's just Snaky to try and have an impact in this one. FAMAS, of course, has that smoke and flash. But he is literally the be-all and end-all of this CT side. The one man only worthy to be watched for the counter-terrorists, as Batham already going to creep on out towards B, checking these angles ever so comfortably. The greatest of approaches from Fish123 in this round. They're realizing that this has gone from, okay, let's try and start a comeback, to well and truly being on the way. Infused trying to deny them that ability to be passengers on this one. Sliggy already deleting Snaky from the map. The FAMAS dropped dead on the floor. Ozzy walking through door, presenting easy frags here for Robin. He should be dead there, but no, these pistols cannot tag him down enough. Robin just going to tap left, right, and center. Picks up a triple kill. Shaney, one man to try and deal with something, and he can't even find that. Batham, another for him. Fish123, 13-15.
32 there for Robin. Looking like he's an aimbots. Tapping those heads as they do exit through connector. But still, Ozzy starting to call off now. He's been sitting around that 29-30 frag mark for a couple rounds now. He needs to find form. The same form he had earlier on in this game. Bring that through to that final round. And I mentioned before, they're going for the double eco. They're putting everything on 15-14.
These pistols, though, have a bit more Kevlar behind them this time, which certainly presents, albeit a shred of hope, but a shred is always something. Try and make something out of nothing, they say, right? It is going to be Ozzy with the deagle. Try and spam on through the smoke, trying to play around those crevices. Nothing will land, though. Unfortunately, the hoop skills not quite working out for them. As Fish, so much room up towards A now, and this A site really kind of plays into the hands of these rifles, because you can spray through door. You can get yourself those hits. You can do so much damage. Robin just continuing to spray, picks up a double kill. Lungy going to find one towards drop, but does that really change anything? I really can't say it does. Snaky, all of them in fact, just looking for exit frags.
Yeah, they are. Not too much they can get out of it as well. How important is those rifles being saved? The money on the side. Lumgy's forfeited that round. Lumgy's got $450. This AK is so important for him to save here.
Players all getting themselves ready to push him, but I have a feeling Ozzy is going to be the insurance policy here to make sure that he doesn't fall, as Ozzy finds himself not just one, but he's going to pay the price. Keita going to push. Will he check the angle? Yes, he will, and he's going to get the frag just within the nick of time. That is crucial for Lungy now, as he's left idling with $2,850. Meanwhile, his teammates are rolling in it at this point. And the problem is, they can't afford to just throw him a bone. He's on a 5-7.
35 frags now for Robin. Definitely the man that woke up in the second half of this game and brought it back for Fish123. All this firepower and fragging power has definitely aided them on their T side. Finally, Shaney now has the orb. Will that be the difference maker leading into this final round here? We'll be seeing the first overtime of UK Masters.
We'll get there in the end. That really got very, very awkward for you. Batham going to be there to just hold an ankle there ever so tightly. Shaney, similar sort of play from him. Both of these guys all going to end up matching up into a bit of a mishmash over on towards the B site. Robin will start off strong though, finds this off the first pick. Shaq a second on towards Ozzy. Overtime looking more and more possible as the seconds flow on by Lumji. The player with the pistol, the player in a dodgy one. Is far away from the action, in fact, as it's going to be a quick split up on towards Ashiki. Work cut out for him, finds himself one, looks to double down, gets it, now looking for a third, still looking to fight this one, but Robin, close and personal, swings in from the off angle, will take him down. Shaney and Lumji, the two players we spoke so dearly of, now have to do it all over again. A rifle for Shaney, a pistol for Lumji. Can they make it work? Step by step, they walk up on towards A. They're looking to sandwich off this T side. They want to isolate them in individual angels. Lumji wants to go close and personal. That's the one time he can really do anything here. Tries to tap long range. And in fact, Robin isn't going to respond, but Slicky will one-tap him. And this puts so much on the shoulders of Shaney at this point as a player over towards Wood. If he faces out wide in this angle, he's almost certainly going to be dead here, and that will be the case. Keita is going to mop him up. Fish123 forcing overtime against Team Infused.
Thing is, right, can Robin... How many kills is he on now? 37 for 20 in regulation time on this map Cobblestone. Can he keep up this form? If he keeps it rolling, Fish123, they didn't have that in the first half. They didn't have this insane fragging power from Robin. Definitely the difference maker going into the second half. And now the first half of OT, if he keeps his form going, we could definitely be seeing a win here for Fish123 and Infused throwing away that massive advantage they had. 13-7, I believe it was.
The flag is down. Fish123 all rallying around that now, cheering, almost laughing in the face of Infused. And that confidence is going to be a huge factor for their T side here. Shaney going to be the man to really watch over on towards this A site, of course. Shiki, he's been finding a few frags here and there. He's been trying to do the best that he can, but 9 times out of 10, he's left in these kind of 3 versus 5s, these 2 versus 5s, where there is only so much he can do.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem, really.
Ozzy holding precariously on towards secondary, making sure that if he does get a quick bursting push, they can at least try and sync with the ship. Keita,
yep,
clearing out these angles bit by bit.
On his CT side, Keita's always there towards Matrix, and already the T's have control of that area and portion of the map. And actually, what Gambit do on the T side is they take control of Ali, and they leave Dozier to lurk around mid, and he plays that role of trying to probe information, trying to find an opening on the other half of the map, but instead they're not going for that sort of play. They're not going for the luck play. They're going 5 players towards the speed bomb site. Snakey and Lumji playing new cubby. Can they hold off this attack?
It's a different crossbar. It's one that the T side haven't quite seen just yet. Is it going to pay off? The answer is no. Shaq already going to spot out Lumji. Deletes him from existence yet again. Shaq, a double kill for him. Make that a triple kill. Can he get the 4th? Well, seems so. Eventually is going to be cut down by Shaney, though. That battle is actually going to be won. Robin is going to be there to fill his shoes. Big shoes to fill. But so much positivity for this T side. As Shiki in a 1 versus 3, time and time again, the nade does damage. But is he going to get the 1 versus 1s? Well, that's been the same old statement every single round the normal time. And I have a feeling it's going to be the same repetitive business in overtime.
Problem as well, this is their CT side first round of... So if he does fall, which he does, the money if they lose the subsequent round here, on their final round of the first half of OT, they're going to have no money. They're going to be broke. They're going to be on 5-7s, CZs, UMPs. And that's where you could be seeing Fish123 taking all 3 rounds on their T side here. Then again, it was 11-4 in favor of Infused on their T side. Can they bounce back on their T side in OT and try and make it double OT or win it there?
Overtime is all about this no-holds-bar matchup.
Yep.
Fish, they're not going to hold anything back. There is going to be no funny business. If anything, all they're going to do is keep on pushing forward. It's going to be step by step. They are a marching army. And Infused are about to lose their castle. It is going to be a build-up over towards long. The flash is going to be thrown. Smokes to be employed. Shiki going to try and create a gap between him and his opposition. And I like that approach. It delays them further. but there's so much time on the clock that delaying them right now really only does so much in the meantime. But thankfully he gets that rotate over towards the site. He's going to go back to being that hard anchor. As Fish123 look to begin their exploit, the Molotov in towards second room, looking straight towards window, and that's a great little play from Robin there, just to realize that the minute he throws that Molotov to look towards window, he is going to be traded out by Lumji, however, and that brings it back to a bit of a 4 versus 4. Keita over towards Longdo starts his push. And this is where things fall into place now for this T-side. A very bad Molotov there is going to be just enough on that gap though to stop him and have second thoughts. A bit of a seed of doubt to be planted as Batham going to start the charge. But another smoke.
This could be it. Flash comes through, Batham jumps through, kills the kill onto Lumj in the balcony, but Shiki there, the fast reply will be traded out as well. 2 versus 3. Infused them have to save this one. They need money into the next round. The chance of them winning a retake with a man disadvantage. Utility being, you know, you want flashbangs and mollies in these retakes. Someone comes out that blocks off some vision, but Sliggy can still see towards Hobbit. No, there's no one there. And the push is coming from the CT side.
This doesn't look like a save to me, Snoz. This looks like they are still trying to go for this one, but you talked about a 2 versus 3. You said it was impossible practically, and it certainly is going to be proven to be so. Fish123, 17-15. Every single round has swung their way. And my heart goes out to Shiki.
No money.
Shiki has been left in so many crap situations.
Yep.
That the CT side have put him in.
You say that, but potentially could they have been holding A differently, right? They were always a situation where Fish123 have already got mid, they've already pushed up mid. Infused, they're not fighting for control of Alley, and you can see how it hurts them. It forces them back onto the site. It makes it very easy for Fish123 to push up mid and burst the site. You know, you look at a team like SK, they always have Fur looking in towards A long, and he plays the off angles there, plays close outside Matrix. He always wants to hold on to it because they know what happens when you give up control for free, and that's exactly what Infused have done.
It's still, as much as I agree with the point, it's always going to be tough to witness Shiki able to find 1 or 2 kills every single round practically, and then still get tackled because there's no one there to support him.
Just gets
it's always about the trades for Fish123. Textbook for them yet again. As they look to hammer this one home. So close, but still so far. A bit of damage applied on towards Robin. Snaky holding close, holding person. Lumji needs to be in the crossfire, needs to be played very, very well, but an open face from Snaky there just leaves that crossfire completely obliterated. Lumji will fall, of course, at the hands of Robin. The pistol of Aussie, ever so long range, just tap at least 1 down, but Shady, long range max 7. No way in hell that's going to work out for you. Sliggy going to miss the shot and just decides to opt for the nade dunk instead. Batham ever so low, so needs to be very, very careful in the way he approaches this. Meanwhile, Shaney sit tight towards Rock, should we say. Shiki punished through a smoke. Shaney tapping long range with a pistol. The minute Batham sits tight in that angle will be the minute he will fall. Aussie filling Shiki's shoes. A 1 versus 3. More than likely going to find himself perhaps a frag, but mostly control.
18-15, Fish123, they take all rounds on their T side. I mentioned before, you lose those first 2, and then you put onto pistols, UMP in an abysmal situation. And if you do fall short. For an 11-4 lead, they are now at match point. They're against 3 match points. If they let it slip in any of these rounds, they will fall short here. And Fish123 will take the first map, their first map in UK Masters. Still though, what can Infused do on their T-sub? They've got the open Shaney, generally plays quite slow, holds for the A-long peak. Or Keita, get maybe a bit too aggressive and walk into that scope.
Unfortunately, we've seen a fair few of these crossfires, but for both of these teams, that's actually been one of their weakest points. Because 9 times out of 10, the T-side are always able to isolate that. Or we see it a peak too early, or something too late. Timing has been such a moot point for both of these teams. Shiki catches Robin out mid-jump. Shaney catches off Sliggy with the AWP. It's looking good for Infused in this one. Shaq is going to be there to try and be the hard anchor. Keita going to find just another trade, but it's all favouring Infused. As 1 by 1, they mark down this side, leaving them in a 3 versus 1. Does get turned back on its head though, as Keita going to try and keep the dream alive. It's a 1 versus 1 up against Shiki, but Shiki wins these. This time, he will pull through. Infused, not going to get clean sweep. They have 2 more to find. This next one, pretty much make it or break it for Fish. Because that third round economy is always so tough.
Infused take this one. Contact play towards A, they found the opening frags. There's Shiki and Shaney getting those 2 frags, killing both the players. Defending their A-bomb site. Making it 2 more rounds now. They can't win straight out. They need to force double overtime. They cannot win straight out.
Slicky up in the boost, waiting to see if it's going to be the same old style of play coming up towards A. Snaky, of course, the Manta, try and pull their attention away, divide them. As Infused running really the whole strategy of just conquer them, split them away, and win your battles individually, and then apply that as a team. A nice little mentality, and one that certainly has its benefits. There's Keita strafing left and right, left and right. A leg is going to get shown. Sliggy going to hammer it home off the back of that, but there's the trade coming towards Long Lumji and Ozzy all combining. Such a big cluster of players, but look at this angle being held from Robin. This is just easy for him to mop him up. Lumji takes a while, but he's going to fall. Keita holding towards the side. That's just another for the CT side. A double kill for him as Shaney is going to get punished. Snaky now a 1 versus 3. It's not going to happen. 19-16 will be the scoreline. GG's to be exchanged as map 1 of this evening has been completed.
Did not anticipate OT there after Infused taking 11-4 in the first half on their T side.